All right, let's talk about the next mission here. We're going to go out to the commercial 12 and put this battery in it. I had this battery charging last night, and the battery in the commercial 12 is so dead that it won't even run the coil unless you got the jumper pack on it. So let's trek out in the snow and see if we can change this thing. It's about 30 degrees out now. Oh man, the snow is deep. Yeah, it's about 30 out now, and the sun is really coming out nice. But look how deep the snow is, man. It's like drifting a lot too. Town's plowing the road over there. I hear the truck going by through the woods. Big truck coming down there. Probably can't see it, but that's what it is. All right, let's see here. Got some really deep drifts over here by the 18G. Oh, it's just tough to walk through this deep stuff. Then you get to a spot that's not deep at all. So this thing hasn't actually blown snow for like 2 years. So good thing I put a tarp on it, huh? Tarp fell off for the most part. Let's see. I put a couple pieces of firewood on it to keep it on. I think there's 3. That's 2. Here's the 3rd one. So let's take this tarp off. Let me put this battery under the tarp, actually. Here we go. And let's take the hood up here. It's just so weird because I'm standing on this snow and I feel like I'm up on a ladder compared to the height that you normally work on the tractor at. Let me find the wrench. Put it in my pocket on my coveralls here somewhere. Let's see. This is an old Napa Legend battery, which usually these are really good batteries. I don't know how old this is. Oh, it's from 2008. This one was a, sorry, 2000. Yeah, I think 2008, not 2018. This was a bum one that was in my 817. So, see if we can get this sucker out of here. Sucker's on there. All right. I'm gonna put this Walmart special in its place. Here we go. Let's see. That guy on there. It is cold out. It's a nice day though. I like being out in the cold. The air is very refreshing and very nice. There's one side. I'm going to open up the gas tank valve as long as I'm down here, because when I used this tractor, it's only about a week ago, I turned off the gas tank valve as the way to shut it off. So I didn't know when it would snow, and I honestly don't like the gas sitting in the carb bowl if I can help it, because I feel like it's just creating an ethanol problem. And if I can alleviate that, that would be good news. All right, so typical fashion, the carburetor's covered with ice here. Usually what happens is it screws you up on your throttle linkage because the snow is blocking the throttle travel. This one always liked to start in a like idle practically. See if I can get that choke on. Yep. Let's see if we can crank her. Okay, so I had a little issue here, and the real clutch here is slipping. And for those of you that don't know about this, there's a nut down here. So figure out what size it is. This is a 1 3/8 inch wrench. Yeah, that's it. This nut down here tightens against the clutch on the actual reel here, and if it's not tight enough, the clutch will slip when you get in a deep load. And it was slipping in this deep stuff, so I'm gonna see if I can tighten this thing up about a half a turn, and then we'll fire it up and see if it's better. All right, so I was able to tighten it a little bit. It was really tough to tighten. I probably only got a quarter turn out of it, but let's see if that helps us out at all. Clutch didn't seem to do the trick, so I ended up taking the blower off the tractor here, and there's other things that could be the problem as well. So one issue is that the impeller is not spinning, which tells me it really can't be the real clutch, because the impeller spins regardless of whether the real clutch is working. I put it in high range and low range, and it does the same thing. So it's not the clutch on the tractor that's slipping. If it was that clutch, it would work in high and not in low, or vice versa. So it's got to be something to do with the slip clutch mechanism. So let's check it out. Go around and make sure these are all to the right torque. So what you do is you tighten them down all the way and back them out a half a turn, and I'll reset those. The other issue is that this nut in the middle here, if you remember, I took this all apart. If I don't have this tight enough in the middle, that's another issue. The last issue is it could be something to do with the dog gear on the tractor not fully engaging. So I'm pretty sure it's something to do with this slip clutch. So let me do that maintenance and we'll check it out. All right, so I got these all tightened up, and they actually were loose. So this nut has to be tight enough to get the right preload on the bearing that's behind it, the cone bearing. So now I'm just going to go over to the tractor and I'm going to check on the linkage on this PTO up here. Sometimes the two bolts that hold the engagement lever on the top here, I don't know if you can see it, but sometimes these get loose, and that causes problems too. Check out the bolts on top of the advanced casting here that hold the shipper shaft assembly in, and this one over here is super loose. You see that? See that moving around? So I got to tighten that up. The one on this side seems to be okay. That sloppiness can create a problem as well. So let me tighten that up and we'll put this back together and see if it works. See what happens now. Blades are spinning. Sitting low. Right into the snow pile. So the thing was really rocking it, and then I went to turn the camera off and it just like turned off, like someone hit the key switch. And I've been having some electrical gremlins. The last couple times I tried to start it, it almost seemed like there was no spark, like the coil was screwed up or something. And you know, this thing vibrates a lot, and you've heard me talk about needing to solder connections onto terminals before. And let me show you what happened here. Not, but two of the wires that feed the back of the key slipped out of these stupid crimp-on connectors. So I'm going to unhook the battery here for a minute, and we're going to take the key out, key switch out, just so I can work on it easier, and we'll check it out. And as to why it turned off, here's our answer right here. Both of these wires just broke right off. They're all brittle, so just trying to touch these things and bend them, they're brittle. So, you know, again, I think we're going to have to rebuild this wiring harness too, but for now, I'm going to strip it and crimp two new ends on and start her back up for now. Wires crimped on there. Let's reinstall the key switch, hook up the battery, and see if it fires up now. Ay, ay, ay. So the two wires that broke off, one was actually the rectifier going to the voltage regulator charging system. So that's probably been broken for a long time. And the other one was the actual hot wire that feeds from the battery to the key switch. So hence why the thing just shut off. So let's see if it'll start now. All right, let's check it out. Come on, baby. It will crank, but where's my ignition? Come on. Maybe it needs some choke. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, what the heck? Wonder if one of those other wires is messed up too. The other wires seem solid. I don't know.